The Zythar Prime Station was a testament to alien ingenuity, a sprawling hub where every species across the galaxy came to flaunt their advancements. Among the myriad of towering forms and exotic beings, Ethan Carter walked unnoticed, just another human scraping by in a universe that barely tolerated his kind. Humans, they said, were insignificant, a relic of evolutionary failure that somehow clawed its way into the stars. To most, humanity was a joke, an anomaly that had survived purely by accident. Ethan was used to the insults, but that didn't make them easier to swallow. As he navigated the noisy market corridors, the mocking voices of alien merchants and mercenaries followed him like a shadow. They called him groundcrawler and softskin, laughing at the idea that humans could compete in a galaxy dominated by towering warriors and advanced thinkers. Ethan clenched his fists but kept walking. It wasn't worth the fight, not here, not now. You're back again, human? Vrex Thalna sneered, leaning against a stack of crates in the corner of the station's hangar. Vrex was a Thracorian mercenary, his towering form wrapped in shimmering battle armor that Ethan could only dream of affording. Did you come to scavenge our leftovers, or are you just here to remind us how pathetic your kind really is? Ethan stopped, his jaw tight, but he didn't rise to the bait. Vrex and his crew were itching for a reason to humiliate him further, and Ethan knew better than to give them one. He simply adjusted the straps on his gear bag and moved toward his ship, a battered relic of humanity's early interstellar ventures. It wasn't much, but it was his, and it got him to the places no one else dared to go. Don't trip on the way out, groundcrawler, one of Vrex's lackeys shouted, the group breaking into laughter as Ethan disappeared into his ship. Once inside, the oppressive weight of their jeers lifted, replaced by the familiar hum of his ship's systems. Ethan exhaled slowly, running a hand through his short, dark hair. It wasn't the first time he'd been ridiculed, and it wouldn't be the last. But today, something felt different. The mocking words stung deeper, igniting a spark of determination he hadn't felt in years. His terminal pinged softly, displaying a list of recent rumors picked up from the station's network. One headline caught his eye: Ghost ship spotted near the Nebula of Sorrow, ancient relic or galactic hoax. The details were sparse, but the coordinates matched a sector Ethan had visited before. It was a dead zone, long abandoned and avoided by most ships. The idea of a forgotten relic piqued his interest. These ancient ships often held technology or resources that could fetch a fortune, though few dared to approach them. Ethan leaned back in his chair, staring at the screen. He could already hear the aliens laughing, mocking him for chasing fairy tales. But what if the rumors were true? What if there was something out there that could change everything? Without hesitation, Ethan set a course. It was time to find out. Ethan's mind surged with information as the armor seamlessly integrated with his body. The sensation was overwhelming, an intense wave of knowledge flooding his senses. He could feel the suit systems syncing with his nervous system, adapting to his movements and thoughts. The once painful aches from his human limitations vanished, replaced by a surge of energy that made him feel stronger, faster, more aware than ever before. The armor responded to his every thought, a perfect extension of his own body. He could feel its power, its potential, running through him, an unrelenting force that made him aware of every detail around him. The ship's dim light seemed brighter, the faint hum of the ship's failing systems suddenly clear in his mind. But it wasn't just the physical power that took him by surprise. The armor was feeding him information, visions, thoughts, memories. They weren't his own. The armor's creators, a species known as the Eshari, had long since vanished, but their knowledge had been encoded into the suit. They had been a race of warriors, protectors of peace, whose civilization fell after a cataclysmic war. The power they wielded was beyond anything Ethan had ever imagined, and now it was his. As the armor systems continued to activate, Ethan's senses sharpened. His strength increased exponentially, his muscles now responding to his will with precision. He could feel his heart rate slow, his body growing more attuned to the suit's capabilities. The once weak, fragile human he had been was now something far beyond his former self. The armor's HUD flickered to life in his vision, displaying a range of tactical data that overwhelmed him at first. It was a battlefield strategy, detailed layouts of combat zones, energy signatures, potential threats. Ethan could see enemy positions, weak points, and attack paths, all mapped out with perfect clarity. It was like the armor had turned him into a living weapon, capable of planning and executing combat with a level of precision no human had ever achieved. But there was more. The armor systems unlocked a layer of knowledge, showing Ethan the Eshari's most advanced technologies: biotechnology, energy manipulation, weapons beyond imagination. They had been a race built for war, not out of malice, but out of necessity. They had been forced to protect themselves from an enemy so powerful, so relentless, that they had no choice but to innovate or perish. Ethan's mind buzzed as the memories of the Eshari flooded his thoughts. Their stories of sacrifice, of a civilization that had flourished and then collapsed in the blink of an eye, filled him with awe. Their armor had been designed to protect not just the wearer, but the very soul of their species. It was meant to fight, to defend, to hold the line against the darkness that had wiped them out. And now, that legacy was in his hands. Ethan's heart raced, not out of fear, but with a burning sense of purpose. The universe had underestimated humanity. The aliens, those who mocked him, who thought him weak, he could feel their arrogance in his bones. They would regret it. The power he now wielded was beyond anything he had ever imagined. He had become something else, something more. And with the armor's knowledge, its weapons, and its protection, Ethan knew that humanity was no longer just a species to be pitted. It was a species that could fight back, that could thrive in this galaxy of giants. As the armor systems continued to hum, Ethan made a vow. He would not squander this gift. The Eshari's legacy would not die with them. He would carry it forward, using its power to protect those who could not protect themselves, to show the galaxy that humanity was far more than a joke. He would make them respect humanity, not just survive, but dominate. The Eshari had fallen. Ethan and humanity would rise.